Welcome to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Nicholson, crime scene investigator turned functional health investigator. This podcast is here to share bite-sized episodes and unique interviews on a wide variety of health topics to empower, enlighten, and educate you to live your best, most vibrant life. Disclaimer: all information you hear on this podcast is for information only and constitutes individual opinions of the person speaking. This should not be taken as medical advice. Being a listener of this show does not initiate a practitioner-client relationship between you and the hosts or panelists on this show. Please discuss these topics with your medical professionals before making any changes to your health. Okay, let's dive in. We've talked before on this podcast about the incredible importance of sleep, yet so many people are struggling to get adequate amounts of quality sleep. 43% of adults report that stress has caused them to lose sleep in the last month. More than 1/3 of adults are using medications or other aids to help them sleep. And productivity losses of fatigued workers adds up to over $136 billion a year. Today, we're going to break down 4 pillars to getting improved sleep. The first is the circadian rhythm. This is the daily cycle that regulates everything from our body temperature to our hormone levels. It's primarily controlled by a portion of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or the SCN, which is part of the hypothalamus. The SCN is a tiny region of nerve cells that senses light information from the retina to synchronize the internal clock to the outside world. This helps us sleep when it's dark and wake up when it's light. When circadian rhythms are disrupted, it can have serious effects on our health. Shift workers and jet lag are 2 common reasons why the circadian rhythm gets disrupted, although there are many other factors such as artificial light, too much blue light, lifestyle habits such as going to bed too late, and having random sleep and wake times without a routine, and so many other factors. The second pillar is blood sugar. Blood sugar fluctuations can significantly impact both falling asleep and staying asleep throughout the night. Blood sugar crashes can lead to waking up at night, causing the body to release stress hormones like cortisol, which pump out more sugar into the blood from the liver. When cortisol is elevated, it becomes a challenge to fall asleep or get back to sleep, as this hormone boosts alertness and blocks the synthesis and release of melatonin, which is a calming hormone that should be highest at night. Elevated blood sugars at night can also keep your body temperature higher, which can also interfere with sleep. Elevated blood sugars are often associated with large and or late meals, both of which can also increase your body temperature and prevent the full relaxation needed for quality sleep. These issues feed on each other. When you don't sleep well, you have more cravings, lower inhibitions around food, and less insulin sensitivity the following day. And when you live and eat in a way that drive elevations or swings in blood sugar, you disrupt your sleep rhythms. It can be a vicious cycle to get out of. The third pillar is stress. Stress is all around us and is impossible to fully remove from modern life. Unfortunately, stress can have a disproportionate effect on your sleep. This is evident when you're lying in bed, obsessively thinking about an issue, running through your to-do list, or still trying to solve problems in your mind. This type of emotional and psychological stress has significant hormone and neurotransmitter impacts. As we've already discussed, elevated cortisol not only impacts your blood sugar regulation, but also interferes with your melatonin secretion. Stress results in the activation of the HPA axis, resulting in not only the release of cortisol, but also noradrenaline and adrenaline, all of which are excitatory neurotransmitters, important during waking hours at appropriate levels, but also very detrimental to being able to fall and stay asleep. But stress doesn't just come in the form of worry, rumination, and the never-ending to-do list. It also comes in the form of chemical toxicities, underlying infections, over-exercising, lack of exercise, poor sleep quality, nutrient deficiencies, too much caffeine, alcohol, and other substances, injuries, pain, anything that puts extra strain on the body and prevents it from fully relaxing. When your body and brain don't sense safety and security, you won't be able to sleep well. It's survival. And the fourth pillar is your sleep hygiene. A lot of sleep disturbances are really attributed to our habits and routines. We stay up too late, we watch TV, play games, or look at device screens. This not only stimulates the brain by whatever it is that we're watching or looking at, especially if it's the news or suspenseful shows or other violence, but also pummels the brain and the SCN with a lot of blue light that is far more similar to early morning daylight. We use LED light bulbs throughout our homes that are far more blue light than natural light. And we look at our phones, computers, televisions, and tablets most of the day and into the night. We don't get adequate amounts of real sunlight into our eyes early in the morning or even at sunset. And we don't prioritize calming activities. Even making a few small tweaks to your habits can make a major difference in your sleep quality. Here are a few things that can help. First, turn off all screens 30 to 60 minutes prior to bed. Some people even need to go farther back than that. Second, create a solid routine, keeping the same bedtime and the same wake-up times all 7 days of the week. Third, avoid caffeine, alcohol, and other mood-altering substances for 4 to 6 hours prior to bed if possible. Some people need to avoid these entirely. 4, have a pre-sleep routine. Try out some relaxing activities like reading a physical book, meditation, stretching, or peaceful music listening. Breathing properly and intentionally is a great habit to form. 5th, avoid late night exercise, especially cardio. You may even need to move your exercise to the morning or before midday. 6th, keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. If you have a lot of ambient or random noises, you may need white, pink, or gray noise to block out the extraneous sounds. Invest in a comfortable bed, cool bedding, dark shades, or an eye mask, and anything else you need to stay cool, comfortable, and asleep. Number 7, address any signs of sleep apnea or other sleep disorders with a sleep specialist. These are serious issues that contribute to disease dynamics far beyond simply being tired. When necessary, there are some supplements that can be helpful, but only in the context of all of those other things we've already discussed. First up, melatonin for circadian rhythm. If you struggle staying asleep, you might want an extended release formula. Second, phosphatidylserine for calming the brain. Third, glycine and taurine for circadian rhythm and calming the brain. Fourth, lemon balm for occasional stress. Fifth, chamomile in the form of a tea or even a supplement for occasional stress. Sixth, theanine, L-theanine specifically, for occasional stress. 7, ashwagandha for occasional stress. 8, berberine for blood sugar management. This is best with a low-carb diet and really should be used on a temporary basis because it also has antimicrobial effects that could disrupt your gut long-term. 9, fiber for blood sugar management and elimination of toxins. 10, alpha-lipoic acid for blood sugar management. 11, magnesium, specifically taurate, malate, and or threonate for calming the brain. And glycinate for relaxing the muscles and overall magnesium status. Now, I don't recommend taking all of these supplements together, and I don't recommend that everybody take them. So if you're not sure what would be the best thing for you, reach out and let's chat about it so that we can find the right remedy without overdoing things, but we actually get you some rapid relief. There are a lot of different factors that contribute to poor sleep, and the remedy needs to be paired with the proper cause. I always recommend starting with nutrition and lifestyle factors, as those will carry you over your entire lifetime. Supplements can be helpful for rapid relief, but will generally only work in combination with nutrition and lifestyle factors. If you'd like to take a deep dive into your metabolic health and specifically how you can improve your sleep, let's chat. Until the next, be well and vibrant. Thanks for being a faithful listener to the podcast. Did you get value from listening to this show? I'd love it if you left me a review on this podcast so that others can more easily find this valuable information. Did you know I also work one-on-one with clients and my practice is entirely virtual? I approach solving health challenges like I approached solving crimes. by conducting a thorough investigation into your case. Sadly, hundreds of millions of people in the US have poor metabolic function, insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes, and the vast majority have no idea because their doctors aren't looking in the right places. I'm here to fix that without unnecessary medications. If you struggle with low energy, stubborn weight, hypertension, sleep disturbances, or any other undesired symptom, and you want a natural, lasting approach to correcting the problem rather than masking symptoms, apply to work with me. The link is in the show notes.